welcome to the Combates de Juanaco y Zandvoort, where we will be racing actual llamas. I am very attractive, and with me, as always, is the man who invented armadillo fricassee, Mago Mags.
We can't eat armadillos in Age of Empires, so I don't think I invented that, but it is possible.
Well,
there are llamas in Age of Empire.
Or do we pronounce it armadillo to be ethnically correct?
There are llamas, there are pigs, there are goats, 2 different kinds of cows, water buffalo, and elephants, and turkeys.
Always with the water buffalo. Just make sure the lava buffaloes don't show up.
I mean, in general, you're hoping to get the water buffaloes because the water buffaloes are actually they carry a lot of meat. And it's a lot of meat, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the elephants carry more, but the elephants also kill your hunters. So, you know, not awesome. And not to mention sweet ivory. But anyways, enough about that. We're at Zandvoort here for the second to last round of the 3D Speed Championship. So can the title be wrapped up today? Max Simmons comes in with a 42-point lead. Yes, it can. He really just has to get the gap up to 50 points over second place, which is currently William Murrah. So it's really just William Murrah, and I guess you could say Neil Sutherland, John Archie, and Silvio Cortese trying to hang on to championship hopes. But it's pretty
slim. A miracle if he loses.
I don't know if I go that far, but it would be interesting. He's won 3 races in a row, of course, winning at Monza, Hungaroring, Francorchamps, and that's really put him in the driver's seat as far as the championship is concerned. He's at 183 points, William Murrah on 141, Neil Sutherland on 138, 134 for John Archie, and 132 for Silvio Cortese coming into today. I don't think mathematically they've technically clinched, but Porsche Motorsports North America, that is the team of Max Simmons, John Archie, and Matthew Higgs, they're the team's championship champions. They're leading by 101 points, 416 to 315 against the Momo Fine Racing 3 BMWs of the Sutherlands and Jeremy Reeder, and then it's 157 for 905 Racers. That's the Smooth Criminal, Robert Arzumian, and Dan French. And then further down, we've got the Silver Championship, which is currently a 6-point lead for Zach Martin over Mark Sutherland. And then not really anyone else in that fight. Simeon Naku's got 40, 37 for Michael Magus, and 27 for Benjamin Adamien. And in the Bronze Championship, 15 points is the gap. So that might be wrapped up today. Jeremy Reeder leading Ayrton Arsenault. Tom Waz is in 3rd place. That's just stunning to me. 39 points. And then Connor Constantini and Scott Johnston. It's actually a pretty tight battle for 2nd place, even if 1st place is kind of a little bit ahead here. Do you think
Are you telling me that was an unexpected result?
Do you think the Swamp Man Jeremy Reeder is going to win the title here today?
Swamp Thing, down, 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 down. You make my spleen ring. No, that doesn't work.
Not quite. So we are pretty much at the end of qualifying here. Max Simmons, who's looking to wrap up the championship, looks like he's starting on pole position ahead of Dominic Turcotte. Michael Landry, who just needs to start finishing races. It's been a very rough time for him. He's in 3rd, followed by John Archie, Silvio Cortese, Brandon Baker, William Murrah, Mark Sutherland, Neil Sutherland, Dan French. By the way, Mark is top silver today, I think. Or is it Zach Martin? No, it is. It's Mark Sutherland. Top bronze is Connor Constantini. He's in 11th place with Jeremy Reeder, Ayrton Arsenault, Robert Arzumian. Then it is Zach Martin, Benjamin Adamien, Marcel Letelier, who's a little bit further down the grid than he normally would be. Good to see the Nissan back on the grid, though. Michael Magus, Andreas Lasudis, Scott Johnston, Tom Waz, John Stevens, and at the back of the pack, Cliff Hemian. I don't think Hemian got a qualifying lap in. That would explain why he is so far back. That's the grid. We'll see how it goes. Zandvoort tends to be messy on lap 1. We'll see if we can avoid that problem this time, and I hope we do. I think that's all I really have to say.
Well, what about that thing about that stuff?
I mean, maybe. I've almost completed the slam ball players. I actually added apparently so random story here for slam ball. One of the teams in the season 5 of slam ball in China, the Slashers, got injured so badly that they did not have enough players to play the game. They had to go out and get an Italian dude. I don't know where they got this guy from, but in China, they got this Italian dude, Marco Bianchi, to play for the team. It was so short notice that he was just using somebody else's jersey.
Dang.
The coach of the team, Kevin Stapleton, is like, we're a little banged up. We didn't have time to get Marco a jersey, so he's wearing Bryce Arlich's jersey, and we're gonna go with it. We're gonna try and make things happen. So that's something I hope to wrap up today. And obviously, I also
don't see how you're going to possibly be able to fit that around your 32-hour marathon stream.
Oh, 32-hour marathon stream. No. We'll be going 3 hours of Super Mega Baseball today. So
oh my god.
That'll be fun. Here we go. The car's rounding the final turn and a bit. As we head towards the green flag, Max Simmons leading the way, looking to wrap up the championship today. Le Championship! And we'll see if he can do that. I'm ticking down here to the green flag. We ride on board with Michael Landry. And then with the chopper cam. And it is green. Here we go.
Chopper must have missiles.
Simmons got a good start there. He's ahead of... Oh, Landry down the inside. Late break-in. But he pulls it off. Overtakes both Dominic Turcotte and Max Simmons. He's in the lead. Turcotte down to 3rd place. Looks like Cortese 5th. And then it was Brandon Baker at the start. It's not Brandon Baker anymore. I think that's John Archie, who is up into 5th place.
Oh my god, it's Andrew D with a steel chair.
Oh, by the way, I figured out why I keep saying Sandro Cortese, and actually I didn't. It was Jeremy Reeder, so credit to him. I think it was Jeremy Reeder anyways. There is a MotoGP rider from a couple years back named Sandro Cortese. No, so nice. that was the great mystery. I figured it was either an MMA fighter or some kind of racing figure, and we have our answer.
I just figured it was because you're a massive Marlon Sandro fan.
But then I'd remember Marlon Sandro and not call him Sandro Cortese.
What about Justin Wilcox? It has nothing to do with anything.
I am a big fan of Marlon Sandro, but I just don't think that works. As Brandon Baker goes side by side with William Murr, looks like he had a bit of a problem. The top 5 have made a getaway. Murr up into 6th place now. Baker battling with Neil Sutherland and Mark Sutherland. Those are the 2 BMWs you see there. And then Dan French rounding off the top 10 in his Mercedes. Robert Arzumi up in 11th place. He continues to be super strong after discovering that, you know what? You don't need stability control, and it actually really just hurts you. And he turned it off. He is the top bronze driver in the field right now. Ayrton Arsenault, Connor Constantini, Zach Martin, Jeremy Reeder, Marcel Letelier, Benjamin Adamien, Michael Magus, Thomas Waz, Scott Johnson, John Stevens, Cliff Hemian, and Andreas Lasudis. Rounding off the field, Lasudis has fallen to the back, and it is a battle for 6th place between William Murrah and Brandon Baker. Lasudis into the pits early. Everyone will have to make 1 mandatory pit stop, so he is okay. Now he is going to have to go super long on the 2nd set of tires, of course. The left front here in particular takes a massive beating, so I think it's going to be hard for him to keep up the pace for the remainder of the race, but we'll see what he can do. The ideal pit strategy today will be to go roughly halfway through, 19 to maybe 22 minutes, and make a pit stop then.
But what if they close the pit lane and you just run out of gas?
You got problems, but I mean, it's a 40-minute race. You should actually probably have enough fuel to go the full distance on board. It's the tires you're going to swap.
But what if you run over a kangaroo and it punctures your gas tank?
Well, that can happen in Bathurst, but not so much Zandvoort.
Well, that's what it would make it such a surprise.
Or Surface Paradise. I'd say Bathurst is really the only place where, like, kangaroos, though, are a problem. We've seen kangaroos on the track before, yeah. Oh, one of the BMWs is in the background and going around. That's Jeremy Reeder. By process of elimination, so he'll drop through the field. And an early pit stop from Zach Martin. Interesting. We'll see how that goes. Look it back from Dan French to his teammate Robert Arzumian, the two 905 racing cars. 905 is the area code I live in and that they live in. So there you go. That's the name history. And also in the pit lane is Jeremy Reeder after his spin.
I hear that if you do the math correctly, the area code 905 turns you into a werewolf.
Or turns you to Sean Smith.
Yikes.
Ooh. I remember when I was making 905's fighter in the sim, and his name is like, my name is Sean Smith, and he was like putting out like this super well-rounded fighter that's like not particularly great at anything. I'm like, are you just creating the most like forgettable person ever to exist in the sim? He's like, apparently, because he has, you know, a super generic name, and he created a super generic fighter.
In the news this week, India accidentally fires missiles into Pakistan. I'm not sure how you do that accidentally, but all right.
Yes, accidentally. Air quotes.
Yeah.
Max Simmons putting the pressure on Michael Landry. Dominic Turcotte is hanging on to third place against Cortese and Archie, but the top five are kind of getting away. William Murr back in sixth place. Has gotten past Brandon Baker. Baker to seventh, and then it's the Sutherlands and French still.
And the Germans.
And Robert Arzumian leading the bronze category.
How about that young upstart Michael Maggis, fresh onto the scene?
Well, he's up to 15th place after starting in 18th, but mostly that's just pit stop assistant Zach Martin, Jeremy Reeder, Andres Lasudis, who have all been in the pits, are quite a ways back. It looks like Reeder was in the pits for quite some time, and so was Andres Lasudis. I wouldn't be surprised if those two are looking at a pretty compromised race. In a way, that's good. We were talking about Reeder wrapping up the bronze trophy today, and to be honest, I'd like to see that go to Laguna Seca still up for grabs. So, Jeremy, no hard feelings. Got all the love in the world for you as a driver, but it's kind of a good thing that you're a little bit out of the flow today.
Jeremy, what he's really trying to say is he hates you and will stab you to death with
no. It's just opening the door for Arsenault and Waz, Constantini, Johnston, Arzumian to, you know, try to extend this and try to make it go to Laguna Seca for a grand finale. I would like us to go to Laguna Seca with the silver and the bronze trophies still up for grabs, because the team's championship is largely over, and I don't think we're gonna have a very interesting overall championship. This man Max Simmons is leading by, again, more than 30 points. He may not mathematically clinch it today, but it's going to be close, assuming he stays around this second place here. And there's not really a lot of intrigue there, so like we're left with the bronze and the silver being our sources of entertainment. And in that regard, I'm rooting against the Momofine cars of Jeremy Reeder and Mark Sutherland, because they're the two that are respectively leading those championships.
They're the worst. Have them run out of town. I'm gonna put a whole chicken up your nose.
So it is Michael Landry leading from Max Simmons, under pressure into the kind of a little twisty section here, Sector 3. Well, into Sector 2, into Sector 3. Not a lot of great overtaking opportunities here. You're looking at the Audi S and Tarzan, which is turn 1, and the turn coming up is the Audi S, actually. If you look at the track map that is being displayed, you can see the Audi S there. It's that little... not really S-shaped chicane, but chicane. They call it the Audi S. as Neil Sutherland has a moment there and loses a spot to Ayrton Arsenault, who is suddenly in the top 10. He was down in 12th place last I checked in on him. And now is quite a ways up. Dan French dropping back. As it looks like maybe the Mercedes lead driver has hit some problems.
And by problems, do you mean emus?
No. Possibly sharks. This race is on the beaches of Zandvoort, so there is the north. I think it's the north off of the coast. So could be something from there.
Baltic.
French is in the pits along with Neil Sutherland. Still a little early, I think, for optimal pit strategy, but it's not the end of the world. So we'll see what they can do. I need to have myself a light dinner tonight because I had a big honkin' breakfast.
Did it involve 72 kilograms of Alfredo sauce?
No. It involved 4 eggs, 4 strips of bacon, and some pancakes.
How many pancakes? Because, I mean, 4 eggs, 4 bacon, that's like a snack.
I mean, it's a decent-sized breakfast on its own.
No.
It's like a couple hundred, it's like almost 1,000 calories on its own, and then you add in the pancakes.
And how many pancakes did you add in? 17?
I had 5 pancakes, and they were pretty big.
Well, that'll do. That'll do nicely.
Mm-hmm.
They got this big breakfast at a restaurant in town here. It's got 3 pancakes, 3 eggs, 3 bacon, 3 sausage, toast, and I think there's like hash browns. It's a good time, and then I like to go have it and then go home and nap.
I mean, that would do it.
I live the life of a sumo wrestler without the athletic output.
Benjamin out of the end into the pit lane as we ride on the swingman of William Murrah. He's trailing Brandon Baker. These two have been battling for a while. Murrah was ahead of Baker. Baker's gotten back in front. They're quite a ways behind. They're ahead of everyone else. They're a little bit behind. Let me see. If the race were to end now with Simmons in 2nd place and Murrah in 7th, would the championship be wrapped up? 2nd place is worth 44 points. 7th place is worth 28 points. That would be 16 points. And that would do it. So, as it stands, Simmons is your champion-elect, and he's taking the lead. Michael Landry has dropped to 2nd place. So, not only is he looking to win the championship, he's looking to win it in style with a 4th consecutive victory.
How many loads of Landry are you going to put up with here? Or do you need to rotate your loads of Landry?
Ugh, it's going to be a big load of laundry because I didn't do any last week.
Neither did I.
And, of course, unfortunately, our deal with our landlords are we can only do laundry on Saturdays, so all 3 of us have to get it done then.
Well, shit. I'd recommend doing it.
Indeed.
Or perhaps I'll
third
just
place.
win the lottery and I'll just make homes out of washers and dryers.
Turcotte is catching up to 2nd place man Michael Landry, and he's bringing Silvio Cortese and John Archie with, as we ride on board with Mark Sutherland, well, the rear of Mark Sutherland, and that is Ayrton Arsenault behind him. It's a lap car further back because that's not Marcelo Letelier in the Mercedes. Letelier is in a Nissan. That is Dan
Marcelo
French,
Garcia,
who has fallen off of the lead lap. Should be mentioned here, this is a very short lap, and you've got a pit stop, so that could just be the early pit stop, shuffling him into a lapped position. Right on board with Mark Sutherland as we get a look at the newest car in the 3D Speed Field, the GT4M or GT3 M4 model. We previously had the M4 in as a GT4. Now we have it as a GT3 as well. It's the BMW car, which will be hitting the grid this season. I don't know if there's any listed for the GT Challenge yet. I'll have a look.
I mean, it's a little late in the season for the GT Challenge. A lot of the snow's melted. The downhill sections are not very good.
Let's see here. Do we have any competitors with BMW M4 yet? Looks like we do. Let's see. Row Racing will be returning to BMW after having abandoned them for Porsche a little bit. No named drivers as of yet. Any other interesting cars in the field? Nah, just your usual Aston Martins, Audi, Bentley, Ferrari 488, Lamborghini Huracan, McLaren 720S, and the Mercedes AMG, as well as the Porsche 911. There you go.
What about the Porsche 912?
I'm going to see if there's any new teams in the field this season. And I'm seeing GSM Nova Marine. That's a new one. I don't know them. As well as the Iron Dames. I suspect that's an offshoot of the Iron Lynx team, maybe with female racers.
No, sir, that's from Lord of the Rings. That's Dane from the Iron Hills.
Oh, boy. And Vincenzo Sospiri Racing is also new to the field, it looks like. GMS Nova Marine will run a Lamborghini Huracan. The Iron Dames are running a Ferrari 488. And the Vincenzo Sospiri team is running a Lamborghini Huracan. So there you go. It's your real-life racing update. Into the pits, we have William Murrah and Brandon Baker pitting on the same lap. Interesting that neither is trying to use the pit stop to gang an undercut or an overcut, and Connor Constantini's in the pits as well. Blue flag is out. I'm not sure for... Oh, it's for Benjamin Adamian, the red and black McLaren 720S would be the car receiving the blue flags.
I thought we were only racing Zondas and Zandvoort. I thought we'd all agreed.
Oh God, Zondas and Zandvoort would be terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Free sandwich if you race Zonda and Zandvoort.
If you survive, yes. We'll be kicking off, by the way, the GT Challenge Series this Sunday. So get ready for that. Sunday. Shaping up to have a pretty good field there. So I'm hoping for some good, clean racing and a return to prominence of the Sunday Series. Pick up Mark Sutherland. He's still being pressured by Ayrton Arsenault in the very American flag themed car. Byron, should I drive the American flag themed Audi at the American track Laguna Seca in 2 weeks' time? What do you think?
First of all, it's pronounced Lagunska.
It is not.
And it's actually been moved to Russia's annexed.
Down the inside of Tarzan. Contact between Sutherland and Arsenault. Where is he? There he is. He's still there.
So to combat the Russian annexation of Lagunska, you should definitely be racing the Ukraine flag.
It's not really a Ukraine-themed Audi, unfortunately.
Well, that sounds like racism. So maybe we should just make those krauts a little sour and... Audi is from Germany, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I got a joke in. Yeah, do whatever you want. Although if you're gonna have the American one and it doesn't have like 15 bald eagles on it, I don't know what you're doing.
I mean, I can only work with what the game has.
It has been actually pretty entertaining. Paul Riccobeni, I've been educating on bald eagles. He had no idea that they were basically extinct in America because DDT in America. And also that they sound like fucking chickens. So, way to pick the smallest, most annoying sounding dumbest eagle in the world and then kill them all off with pesticides.
I mean, maybe that's why they killed them all with pesticides. They picked
Could be. This is embarrassing. We should probably get rid of these things.
We should probably get rid of them, yeah.
Did you know that Benjamin Franklin wanted the national bird of America to be the turkey?
I'm aware of this. I don't know why I'm aware of this, but I am aware of this. As Ayrton Arsenault breaks off into the pit lane. He is currently the leading bronze driver here today. Robert Arzumian is also in the pits. So that'll put Scott Johnston as the top bronze driver, the lone Lamborghini Huracan in the field. And there is Cliff Hemian cruising on through. Moving into the top 10 pit stop assisted. He started dead last, so he's having a pretty good race. Good day for the Prestige Bentley crew in general. You've got Cliff Hemian moving through the field, and you've got Dominic Turcotte up there currently holding down a podium spot. It's been a weird season for the Prestige crew. They were expected to be the Bentley leaders in the field, obviously, and they're only 6 points ahead of the second Bentley team, the HMB Motorsport crew. So it's been weird. I mean, obviously, there's the highs of the podium in Barcelona for Dominic Turcotte. Turcotte's been generally on the pace, fighting for podiums, top fives, and so on. And Cliff Hemian's had a pretty reasonable season. Although a pair of penalties has marred him a little bit. Stop-go penalty for Robert Arzumian. That's a big deal. We'll have to come in and be stationary for 30 seconds. John Archie is in. He's the first of the top 5 to pit. And I think you're going to see most of the field pit in this next little bit as we approach the halfway mark of the race. There's Marcel Letelier into the pit lane.
So if Robert goes into the pits, does he suddenly become our not Zoomian?
True. During his stay in the pits, the zoom is gone.
Zoom.
Also in the pits, Michael Magus. And we've lost 2 cars at some point. I'm going to try and work out by process of elimination who it is we've lost. I'm not seeing Benjamin Adamian anywhere. Byron can correct me if I'm wrong.
You are wrong.
That would be
They're in Pakistan.
And the other one would be... Looking. Trying to work out who the missing car is.
That would be Martin Edmonds.
He is missing, so good work, but he wasn't here to begin with, as Max Simmons is in for the lead. This is an early pit stop by Max Simmons standards.
I mean, the race isn't over. Why is he pitting?
Michael Landry and Dominic Turcotte also making their way down the pit row there. Silvio Cortese will take over the lead. John Stevens is in there. In the Lexus.
Lexus LS 4.5.
I still haven't worked out who actually is the other car that's missing.
That would be Josiah Jerome.
Does not race in this series, so it would not.
What a racist.
Oh, Brandon Baker! Brandon Baker is missing.
But are you missing?
As Silvio Cortese laps Michael Magus in the very Macho Man themed car. Of course, Byron would not have picked the Macho Man car for me to run this season if he had the choice.
No, it would have been the NWO.
No.
Wolfpack.
No. I know exactly what livery you would have picked for me, Byron. Because the Audi WRT team has a Golf livery.
Ooh, very tasty.
So, you would have picked a Golf livery.
But what about NWO Wolfpack?
They might actually have a black and white car, so I could do NWO New World Order, but I don't think there's a red and black option.
What about the Glacier Mobile?
I think the closest to Glacier would be the American flag car.
What about Mortis and Raph?
Again, I don't think that there works. By the way, Mortis and Wrath, chronically underused.
Indeed.
Their run.
Who better than
Scott
Canyon?
Johnson, Cliff Hemming going there. Who better than Canyon?
There's the eternal question: who better than Canyon? The answer shall never be known.
Oh, Dan French unlapping himself there with one of the Momo 5 BMWs.
You'd best unlap yourself or I'll pull off your head gaskets and shit down your neck.
Or lapping reader? These are both possible, actually, I guess. Let's see. Can we make out which of the Momo 5 BMWs that is? I can't see a number plate. I think it's 67. Yeah, that is one of the Sutherlands, not Reader, I think. Let's see here, just making sure here. Checking out the Momo 5 lineup. Yeah, Reader is 66, so he is unlapping himself from one of the Sutherlands. I don't know which. Looking at their gaps. I'm assuming it's probably not Niels. It's probably Mark, who is currently up in second place, having not pitted.
Would that be Mark Marcaday?
No. Robert Arzumian in to serve his stop-go penalty. That's going to compromise a promising race. So Arsenault rounding in the top 10. Probably actually will be 8th place when Tom Waz pits.
I completed the Red Dead Redemption 2 entire storyline, as previously stated. Mm-hmm. The weapons modeler or guy in charge of the weapons in the game, his name is Phil Beveridge.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, that's kind of the best thing ever, I think. Mm-hmm. Everybody make sure here on a Friday or Saturday or whenever you see this, possibly even Sunday, and make sure to Phil Beveridge.
It's kind of like the Hamilton Tiger Cat who's named Sandy Beveridge.
That would be gross and something I would force Darth Vader to drink.
Jeremy Reader chasing Robert Arzumian, although he is lapped, so that is not a battle for position. Or no, maybe actually. We got the update there. John Stevens moves ahead. So that is a battle for position. Pick up Thomas Waz here, who is one of 3 cars yet to pit. He's up to 8th place behind William Murrah. Not in a battle with Murrah. He's just kind of out there cruising. Not really sure what the game plan is here. I think he's gone too deep. With Cortese and Sutherland, at least they're up front. But as Cortese hits the pit lane.
Life in the pit lane.
We'll see if Tom Waz comes in this time around for HMB.
HMP Silver Sands.
HMB, B, which stands for Her Majesty's Boatleys. Max Simmons, who is probably the de facto leader. We'll see where Cortese comes out. That's the only real question. Mark Sutherland has to pit. He's the other car ahead of him. Cortese's still in the pit lane, and they are approaching it. Simmons is getting held up by the Porsche of Andres Lasudis there in the blue and white. And Cortese is going to come out behind Max Simmons and also behind Michael Landry. Of course, he went in the pits behind them, or they went in the pits from in front of him, so we'll see where he comes out in relation to John Archie and Dominic Turcotte. That would be the real question. Turcotte did not get a good pit stop in. It looks like he's fallen behind John Archie, who was quite a way. He was had a decent cushion too.
More cushion for the pushing.
And looks like let's see here. We're waiting for see the update for Nope, Cortese is behind Turcotte, so he's just lost a spot, 2 spots actually. No, 1 spot because I'm forgetting that Mark Sutherland still has to pit. And he's going to be behind Cortese at the very least where he is in relation to William Murrah and Arsenault is going to be interesting. He is in the lead right now. Max Simmons coming up to Jeremy Reeder and Robert Arzumian, who are battling over 19th place. That's a pretty key bronze spot for the two of them. Shout out to Scott Johnston and Connor Constantini, who are having pretty solid races right now, second and third place with the bronze standings. And Max Simmons finally making his way through the blue flag traffic. Mark Sutherland is in the pit lane, and Simmons will take the lead. As it stands, he will clinch the championship today, assuming he's not facing
anything to do with it.
Assuming he's not facing any penalties. I have not received a report summary from Stuart Jack Hundvik for this race, so it looks like it'll probably be a fairly passive stewarding day, which we'll probably do tomorrow. Zach Martin's found his way up into the top 10, chasing Ayrton Arsenault. Simmons looking back at Robert Arzumian, Jeremy Reeder, and of course the guy who is actually behind him is the third car back there in the blue and black. That is Silvio Cortese, Michael Landry, pardon me, 2C's liveried car.
This just in, Max Simmons currently fast as fuck, boy.
He's doing quite well, looking at his fourth straight victory here in 5 races. He has really become the dominant factor in this 3D Speed Series, which was dominated last season by Andrew Warden, who came in, dominated, and was like, I don't need to do this again. He's not here. We thought Max Simmons would kind of be the dominant force, or not Max Simmons, Matt Higgs. And then he has unfortunately had to book out due to a scheduling conflict.
He's been deported. You don't have to say, you don't have to dance.
He has been deported, yes.
He is riffraff, perhaps even scum, and has been removed from genteel company.
There's the second place car of Michael Landry. Good to see him still running. Landry has had a very rough season. Joined the grid after Barcelona. DNF'd his first 2 races and then had a 9th place finish at Spa-Francorchamps, which was also very tumultuous. So to see him up there in second place, that's good. You gotta like it. And Michael Magus trailing Cliff Hemian. Tom Laws is finally in the pit lane. I think he went too long personally. As Robert Arzumian in the BC Lions car. Having a bit of an off-track moment. John Archie in third. So both the Porsche Motorsport North America cars continue their march on the way to a team's championship that they kind of rigged. I'm going to bring that up every time I talk about it.
Have them killed. Have them killed immediately.
And they're in first and second place with Landry in between them. Dominic Turcotte, Silvio Cortese, William Murrah, Ayrton Arsenault, Zach Martin, Marcel Letelier, and Mark Sutherland, your top 10. Rounding off the bronze podium right now, Connor Constantini and Scott Johnston. Dominic Turcotte in the background, lapping Robert Arzumian as he tries to get to grips with John Archie and try to get back up onto the podium. Turcotte's had 1 podium this season. John Archie had a podium at Spa-Francorchamps, so he is on pace to repeat that. It would obviously be Landry's first podium this season. And William Murrah's chances at the championship fading fast as he runs in 6th place. little over 7 minutes to go here at Zandvoort. The finale again will be in the desert of California, Laguna Seca, Mazda Laguna Seca Speedway.
Just a reminder that the bottom 10 competitors will be executed summarily.
Silvio Cortese looking at Jeremy Reeder. That will be a blue flag, as is the car ahead. That's Robert Arzumian. And he'll take it into Tarzan. And then he'll probably have to stay behind Arzumian for a little bit. There's not a great option to get a blue flag clear for a little bit here. But I think he'll get through. I think Arzumian will probably get out of the way pretty easily. There we go. And actually lets Jeremy Reeder have a good attack there. That's a pretty key battle. I mean, you wouldn't think so. It's for 18th place. It's fairly far down the field. There's only 21 cars still running. But Jeremy Reeder is the championship leader in the bronze category. Robert Arzumian is one of the championship hopefuls. And the more he can stay ahead, the more we can see the likes of Arsenault as well as Tom Waz gang in that championship on Jeremy Reeder, who leads it by quite a bit.
Gang.
And right now, he is running in 6th place amongst the bronze drivers. Has to be said, Andreas Lasudis has had a rough season. A guy who I thought was a shoe-in to win the bronze championship now that Benjamin Adamian has finally been promoted to silver. Adamian has dominated the bronze championship the last 2 seasons. But it's not really come together for Lasudis. 21st place at Barcelona, was not present for the round at Monza, picked up P19 at Hungaroring, and then his best result, P15 at Francorchamps. He's having some problems today, down in 20th place after he had some contact on lap 1, and with Benjamin Adamian, of all people, and had to pit early, and it's not really worked out for him. It's not really worked out for any of the guys who pitted early, except for Zach Martin, who has ended up jumping to the top of the silver category.
We've got Zach Martin and Martin Edmonds. And they had a duel to the death. Which one would lose the Martin?
Well, what kind of duel are we talking about here?
Rubber chickens at 60 paces.
I feel like Martin Edmonds can win it with a rubber chicken. I feel like that's his type of weapon. That's the right kind of silliness for him to pick it up.
But what if they were frozen?
Ooh.
What that?
I'm still gonna go with him because Zach is American, if memory serves,
and therefore not sports inclined.
Well, no. When we go into Frozen stuff, though, you gotta back the Canadian.
That's true. That is true.
Not sure where in America Zach is from, but
the part that's warmer than Canada. Probably don't even have snow down there. What a bunch of losers.
Zach having a really good day, and it's actually Zach who's leading the silver championship. So, no offense, Zach, I'm cheering against you here because I kind of wanted that championship to get closer, and it is not. It's going to move out to an 11-point gap and be a little bit anticlimactic come to Laguna Seca. So I think the bronze championship is the only one that we're really going to be tracking at the finale, as Dominic Turcotte has caught up to John Archie and is trying to get that podium. Has not been on the podium since the season opener at Barcelona, as Dominic Turcotte, who is disappointed to be 12th in the championship right now, but moving up today. He'll be moving up past Sibian Naku for sure, because Naku is not here today. There was only a 5-point gap there. I don't know if he'll move into the top 10, but maybe. He might overtake Jeremy Reeder. Of course, Matt Higgs will probably at some point fall out of the top 10 as he missed Spa-Francorchamps, missing today, and will probably miss Laguna Seca as well. His dad has said that he does have like free airfare back So I mean, I don't know. Maybe he'll show.
Nope. Deported.
Probably not. I think he may show for a weekend series, but I think a weekday series would be asking.
We're shipping him off to fucking Wales where you can raise some sheep.
And some dragons.
And just got those little flags. Too cold for dragons. Everybody knows that.
Marcel Letelier on the tail of Zach Martin. He's coming on strong towards the end here. Probably would have the much fresher tires because Martin did pit very, very early. So advantage Nissan Zilla if this goes down to a scrap fight. But for the time being, it is still going to be Zach Martin hanging on to 8th place. Looking through the field, other battles we got going on. John Archie versus Turcotte. We've checked in on that a couple of times. The Sutherlands are really close together. Not really sure if that's a battle or if they're just going to settle on for their 10th and 11th place finishes here. And looking further back, Arzumian and Reeder are still having a good battle, about a half second apart. But at the front, it is Max Simmons leading by 2.6 seconds, 2.7 more or less. And we are running down here, 40 seconds to go, so maybe the lap that they're on and one extra one, depending on where Simmons is on the track. If he is going to cross the line, yeah, he will cross the line, so we'll get one more. We will get one more lap.
And then the executions will begin.
So John Archie and Dominic Turcotte, their last circuit of the track begins now. Interesting that Turcotte does not have his lights on. I wonder what the deal with that is, which suggests he's got manual lights on, which is something I don't really recommend. I think automatic is probably the better way to go. It's not dark enough that there will be any penalty for the lights being off, but it does feel like the light should be on. Let's see right now. John Archie still in 3rd place. Sporting the Golf GPX colors. Do you like the classic Golf livery, or do you like the one that John Archie's there with the arrow on the front? What are your thoughts?
I like the Go Classic the best. This is acceptable, but not as good.
Gotcha. I would agree. Although I do like that the GPX cars do have some variety, at least. Because when you have like 3 of them running around, you kind of want something to differentiate them.
No.
And we're waiting for the checkered flag. Waiting for the checkered flag to come out for Max Simmons. And to claim his 4th victory in a row. See if it happens here. It is done. Max Simmons is your winner. And unless I'm just very wrong with my math, he is your champion.
Me too.
Landry and John Archie will round off the podium. Dominic Turcotte, Silvio Cortez. Oh, Michael Landry. Mr. Landry, just because the race is over doesn't mean you can wreck the car. That's an expensive piece of machinery. Jeremy Reeder hangs on against Robert Arzumian there. William Murrah comes home in 6th place. He was trying to keep his championship hopes alive. Didn't happen. Didn't seem like the Ferrari 488 had a lot of pace around here today. He's the only one here, so it's hard to say, but it did seem like that car was struggling. Ayrton Arsenault, best result of the season in P7. Good work for the Audi. Zach Martin and Marcel Letelier will also finish 8th and 9th, and then it's the Sutherlands mark ahead of Neil. I think that's the best, second best finish Audi's had this season in the hands with Arsenault. They had a 6th place from Michael Magus at Monza. There's Cliff Hemian, and speaking of Michael Magus, he is behind him as they finish, and then we wait for Scott Johnson, Dan French, and John Stevens to cross the line, and we will have our results. And I'll apply the scoring and see where we're at, championship standings-wise. Byron, if you could fill a little bit of time for me, please.
I will now recite every name in the phone book by atomic weight.
Oh.
Julio De La Vega Jr. Somebody left their mouse cursor in the middle of the fucking thing. Haha. I'm not the only one. Are you done fuddling around on the internet?
Yep, just refreshing the page so I have the updated standings. All right, so that puts Max Simmons at 233 points. John Archie in second on 174. That is a championship clinching drive for Max Simmons. William Murrah in third on 171. Then it's Silvio Cortese, 165. The only man to win a race this season other than Max Simmons, Neil Sutherland, is on 158. 135 for Zach Martin, 122 for Dan French, 118 for Mark Sutherland, 106 for Dominic Turcotte, and 99 for Matt Higgs. That's your top 10 in the standings. And like I said, the team's championship pretty much has been clinched up this entire time. Porsche Motorsports North America with Max Simmons and John Archie, as well as Matt Higgs, all in the top 10. They are the winners. Momo Fine Racing, which is Mark Sutherland, Neil Sutherland, and Jeremy Reeder, comfortably in second place on 370. Third place is interesting. You've got the 905 Racers on 184. They are 10 points ahead of the Argentine crew on 174, who are in turn 11 points ahead of Prestige Worldwide, 163, who are 2 points ahead of WRT Audi on 161. So all four of those teams are still in play for third place. And it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Silver Championship now has a 11-point lead for Zach Martin. Let me do some quick math here.
17.
If he were to win, obviously he would win the championship. So there's not a lot to go with. There's not enough silver drivers really to make a difference. But it would require Mark Sutherland to win the silver race at Laguna Seca, and Martin to finish off the podium for him to win that particular one. Michael Magus is in third place there, but quite a ways back. And in the bronze category, Jeremy Reeder's lead is down to 2 points over Ayrton Arsenault, and still kind of with an outside chance to win it there. Okay, not really. It's going to be one of those two. I was going to say Connor Constantini might have a chance. Not the case. Constantini in third, followed by Tom Waz and Scott Johnston. So really only the bronze trophy has a lot of interest heading into Laguna Seca. Reeder versus Arsenault. Gentlemen, enjoy your main stage, because on commentary, we're going to be talking about you a lot, I think. So it's off to Laguna Seca next time for the finale. And Byron, do you have any final words?
Hey, baby, are you an existential nihilist, or does this pickup line mean something to you?